Hey guys, welcome back. This is Lucid, and we're jumping back into our game with Late Age Home. Got a kind of interesting turn here for you. I spent a lot of time. I spent more time on this past turn getting it ready than I have in a while on this, and that's because we weren't planning on fighting underwater, but we are fighting underwater, and we're not fighting underwater with an amphibious nation. We're fighting underwater with Ulm against early age Atlantis, which is kind of hard. Nevertheless, we're a big nation. Right, and we are willing to commit very large amounts of resources to own this water system. And if we can't have it, we're going to burn it to the ground. Nobody else can. Anyway, it's kind of funny because they actually offered me peace before the turn rolled. We'll talk about it a little bit, but they offered me peace basically just for the string of provinces that would connect them to Relay or something, or to Vanheim. I think they want to go through the little waterfall that lands in Vanheim up into another planet. They can get fucked, as far as I'm concerned. That's not happening. And anyway, I told them in response to that my offer for them is I'm not making peace with them until Rotterdam is either dead or they've peaced out. So, because to me, peace with them before Rotterdam's dead isn't really peace. It's just peace until Rotterdam is dead. So whether they want peace or not, I don't want a short-term peace. I'm not interested in that. I want a long-term peace. And the thing is, they don't have any respect for me right now. And the reason they don't have respect is because they think they're a water nation and they're going to get all the water stuff, which normally I would be okay with. But what they don't understand is how committed I am. And I'm big. I'm as big as they are. And I'm so fucking committed that there's no way that this land is going to be worth it after all we do for them. To them. We got Mr. Wiggles back. Unfortunately, Mr. Wiggles lost a level in blood magic. In some ways, that's okay. I would have rather lost blood than lost Dominion, because our Dominion strength is kind of low. We also got the Sea King Goblet from middle-aged Atlantis. Shing, shing, shing. All right. Yeah, we're going to be wrecking these guys. We also got the Hammer of the Mastersmith. This is a unique national item to Macon. I paid him kind of an arm and a leg for this. He probably made like, I don't know, 9 or 10 gems profit on it. Maybe more. I don't know. I paid him a lot. But that's going to be super good to have just for us doing our artifacts every turn once we get there, because we're going to be there soon. Very, very soon. You can see we finished construction 7. And then this is the highlight of the turn right here, really. This doesn't look like a highlight, but I swear to God, fighting water elementals is the worst. And the plan I had with this script was that one of these squads would get to the mages. These ones over here would get to them, or these ones would. And unfortunately, I would have rather these guys get to the mages. But these will do fine, because unfortunately all these guys are going to die now. These water elementals are going to absolutely tear them to pieces. But it's too late for your mage core. Now our water elementals are running in. But this guy's going to get reduced pretty quickly. We've got another water elemental here. Now this is actually fateful that he skips by this guy, because I think this guy's about to break free. And unfortunately, these guys chased some of the dudes off the field instead of murdering the rest of their mage core. All these things end up being fateful. Because these guys are about to start heading back to this Jade Sorceress. And we've about killed the last leader. Almost. Almost. Alright, the last leader is dead. They shouldn't really be able to move anymore. Because they're not supposed to be able to move when the magic leadership is off the field. And if you look at it, there shouldn't be any magic leadership on the field. Because these guys aren't magic leaders. Oh man, he's got gear on them too! I love it! Oh wait, this is my gear. Fuck. Fuck. This is from my dragon. Anyway, at least he doesn't get to keep it, that bastard. Yeah, he has no magic leadership. I'm not exactly sure. I guess it's not instant, because you can see this guy's not next to my mage, but he walks forward and helps her, which is unfortunate. Because she had a fair amount of gear. But they're dead. They are very dead. net effect of that, get fucking wrecked, Atlantis. If we look at kind of how this could have played out, I would have won. I won this pretty regularly in test games, but I didn't win it super regularly. And like I said, I tested this way more than I wanted to. I did not want to test this much. But fighting water elementals is really hard underwater. And PD dumps don't work terribly well. Like you can see, we had a shit ton we had 35 PD or something. We only had 35 dudes. PD is not very effective here for if you're not an underwater nation. So anyway, that's unfortunate that it cost us so much and we lost our Jade Sorceress. She lived in most of the tests, but we are willing to pay almost any price, and he is now a bit fucked. The other thing is I have recruited into my swelling ranks Kaylasa. I think Kaylasa and I are probably going to take over the planet. And like if I get all of this and Kaylasa is really big. They're probably going to have all of Asia, including India. Jotunheim's a little bit fucked. Our Alkera has all of this basically. I do not want to fight Vanheim after they... I really feel bad about backstabbing Vanheim after they go after the squids. But I think war with him is kind of inevitable just given geography. But I do have the technology to do a gate. To do an astral gate. And with that astral gate, I could theoretically just beam people to this star. Or to wherever, right? Wherever I have a lab. And I could potentially invade Agartha. Which I think would be a pretty good matchup for me. Get this moon. This is one of the kind of logical places for me to go to. Once I have that, I could potentially try to take over God's Glory. I need to look. But I know the Kaylasa player. And I think, first of all, I know he's good enough that I think he and I would work way better as allies than as enemies. Because like if we fight each other, it'll be, first of all, we'll be two huge nations pushing up into each other. So it'll be very costly and it won't be fast. Second of all, Atlantis is probably the nation who's going to win. So I think we get into I think the stable state for this planet is we're going to get, and I don't know if it's stable, but we get into like a Trinity alliance. The only thing I'm not sure of is Alkera may need to fight one of us. He may not have another way off the world. So it may be that it may be we're in a tri-state if Alkera wants peace. It may be we're in a dual state where we both eat Alkera. Which really sucks because I really, really like the Alkera player too. The Alkera player is really nice and fun. And he does lots of role-playing stuff, which is kind of fun too. You know, like he's in character for his nations and is very formal and nice. Anyway. So, but that may be how that's kind of what I see happening. The thing is, if that happens, I'm worried Kalos is going to get too much of it. So I think we're going to have to just kind of agree to be about the same size. But it could be he gets Asia and Africa, and I get South America and the Netherlands. And Scandinavia, basically. So, that might be okay. But I think once we have a dual or tri-state system on this planet, I think after that, we focus on fucking over underwater. Unless we get long-term naps with underwater. But I think even before that, I think we spend a decent amount of time just fucking them over. Because underwater is going to want to play us off against each other and then come and mess with us. And I'm not about that at all. Not about that at all. I think in DE, it's actually possible to kick underwater. Like, I could potentially conquer Atlantis. But not yet. I'm going to need more tech. I'm going to need storm demons out. There's some things we're going to need. But in the medium, like in the long run, I think I can do it. I think I can do it. Storm demons have some counters, but I think we can do it. Anyway, we have a few more battles. We've got a battle here where we run into... Oh, PD. Apparently I forgot to stealth move this guy, and I just moved him, and he, anyway, ran into PD, which kind of sucks. And then we had a battle here where this is AI Gondwana. And their bless is, I don't know if I think I mentioned it before. It's Fate Weaving Fortitude Regen, which is kind of cool. It's a monolith bless. Legions of Steel going off. We have some interesting things. We have our gnome up here chopping away people very efficiently. You can see just knocked the rider off that. We also, somewhere, let's see where he is. I want to follow our vampire as he runs around. Did I miss him? Let's see if we can find him. I'm sure I'm like staring right at him. I hear the sound, but can't see him. Alright, guy's getting poisoned by this ghost. Swamp ghost. I cannot find that goddamn vampire for the life of me. And these guys are really cool, actually. They're innate casters and they trample, which is kind of weird, but if you... by themselves, they kind of suck. But if they're part of a big communion, they don't suck. So I think you have to give these guys crystal matrices so that they can be part of a communion, and then they just run around blasting the shit out of stuff. And it seems pretty cool. Like, part of a communion, they could do soul vortex, and then like personal regen, and a bunch of crazy shit. These guys could be really, really strong. And I don't know if they have a communion spell. I think they do. I'm not sure. Otherwise, the innate caster's kind of bad. Where the hell did my vampire go? I know I heard that sound, the life drain sound. Maybe it was something else. Maybe it was something different. I could not find it. Anyway, we ended up killing these guys, but this is, you know, a sizable amount of stuff. We lost some stuff too. We lost 30 Zweihanders, which is significant. But we killed a fair amount of Sacreds. So, anyway, that's what it is. Now, we've got moves we can make. We can go on top of Gondwana, and I think I want to do something risky. So there's a few things. One is his monoliths here. He may patrol with his monolith. The second is, you know, he could have a kind of big army here, which I'm not very excited about. If his monolith, it's a high astral monolith, so it could be he has, like, thaumaturgy and stuff researched and can soul slay my guys. If he doesn't, which, you know, it's slow research and Gondwana is losing, they might not have it. We'll probably be okay. I might switch the order of these. But we're sending these guys in. We're going to put... they don't have magic weapons. So Body Ethereal, Luck, Cheat, Fate. And then Iron Skin, Iron Will, which plus 4 MR, and then Temper Flesh, Attack Large. I don't think they'll be able to kill it, but I don't want to fight this with my army if I can help it. And even if the thugs die, like, they could totally die here. You know, it's the AI, they're not great at killing thugs. I think it's worth risking it. Because, like, I want to have a fast war, and I would rather lose the thugs than lose half my army. And the army is a fair bit weaker than it was. So, yeah. I think this is the right call. The other bad news is that our dear friends, the kind folk of Rotterdam, have sadly lost their capital. So the coalition, it's a very good thing we did this, because right now, like, Kalen would be completely out of control. And, like, we're all helping each other. So, like, we're making stuff for Rotterdam. gear for them. We're trading gems. Sadly, we couldn't save their capital. Mostly it was because I was a turn late empowering to get this guy out. This guy, I think, would have killed that whole Kalem stack. Which brings me to this guy. This guy is huge and badass and immobile, and we basically are going to put the cornerstone on him, or the keystone, and then he's going to be very high protection. Not very high. He's going to be regenerating with very high protection. And so far, I think the script for him, we're actually going to cast a spell, Reaping of Souls. This is a DE spell. It's basically Bird Feast or whatever. But yeah, it's going to give us death gems. It's going to give us some death gems. We're going to cast this on Rotterdam because I think there's some corpses there after all the battles with the PD and then the battles with the Kalen troops. And yeah. Apparently he summoned a lot of air elementals, so that's that. And the good news is that Kaelasa is a good ally, just the player. And the reason they're a good ally, what you look for in a good ally is they need to be strong. Like an ally who's weak is not actually a very good ally. They're better for you to attack. And they're also very reliable. I've played a lot of games with Kaelasa. And so they tick the two boxes for being a very good ally to me. They're strong, like they're a good player. They're in a good position in the game. And they're reliable. So really looking forward to having, basically to being a superpower on this planet, having someone else that I think we can just share land with and start heading elsewhere with magic face stuff. So I think that's the plan. We'll figure out where we're going to put the Astral Gate, but still we're probably going to have to conquer Vanheim, which I really don't want to do. We may not, but I may need to. It depends. If I get a bunch of the Rotterdam stuff, I may be big enough, but I'm probably going to have to negotiate with Kaelasa for some of this because they're going to be huge. They're probably bigger than me right now. So anyway, negotiations will be afoot, but I'm hoping we can come to some sort of agreement. And if we do end up going to war, hopefully it will just be a quick war. The other thing is Sawaki staled last turn. He's the only player to stale. And anyway, that's nice because they could have attacked something with this. We couldn't be bothered. This turn we're casting Bat Transformation with this dude on top of this army, so he's hopefully going to kill all the wolves. He's got a stack where he should be pretty much immune to all of their shenanigans. We don't have Soul Vortex or anything, which is a little sad, but anyway, such is life. He's heading over this way. We're stacking up more dudes on top of this fort, and we should pop it this turn. And then we have the... how should we say? We have the tricky bit of actually, like, going in there, which I'm not terribly excited about. In fact, I probably should fly some more dudes over, because I feel like we're going to need just massive imp summoning to make this work. I think that's what's going to have to happen. We're going to need a lot of imps. So I think this guy's going to fly over with a boatload of imps. And we'll put him somewhere reasonable in the formation like this, and then we'll give him our Body Ethereal Summon Imp script. That should be fine. And this will be the last stand for Sawaki, hopefully. I mean, he may get something else with wolves, but we should kill all those casters and stuff here. The other thing we have happening... We'll talk... Okay, well, there's more to talk about before I talk about this. So, this army is set up to deal with birds. We have wolves in the back as siege chaff. They may get just deleted, which there's nothing we can really do about that. Wait, whoops. These guys need to be back here, though. We'll do this. Anyway, these guys hold an attack flyers. I really wish I had some more of these dudes to deal with air elementals. But we're going to be set up to deal with light raiding from Kalem. Here's what I expect to have happen. This big army, which is right here, is going to move to one of a few locations. Okay, this would be the worst place for it to move. If it moves here, we would be in trouble, because from here he could go boom, boom, and land on top of this group, which I don't want. What I think he will do is go boom, boom, and land on this and one turn pop this. And he's going to think, Lucid is going to be like, oh, well, I'll take this fort and Kalen will take this fort. No, fuck no. He's going to jump on top of me with like a million air elementals and be like, hardy, hardy, har, air elementals. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to send in Home Slice, this guy, and we'll just make sure he can get there. Teleport. Yeah, he can easily get there. He's going to jump right on top of this fort. And I haven't tested it yet. I'm pretty sure he can kill infinite birds. The script is just Power the Spheres, Astral Shield, Elemental Fortitude, Barkskin. There may be something else I should cast that maybe I didn't, but I should. Like Fearsome Visage, maybe. I think if that happens, we get maybe surrounded by air elementals a little sooner. But I mean, we could also do Body Ethereal, I guess. Thing is, I think most of their guys are going to have magic weapons, but that's probably a little better. Body Ethereal. Probably a little better than Barkskin, too. Probably not better than Elemental Fortitude. Because if we're surrounded by air elementals, we could take a lot of shock resistance checks. But I think this will be fine. We'll be regenning 12 a turn. I probably should test this. Probably should test this. And he probably has a Thug kit. I mean, I don't know. You don't really have to worry about thugs that much if you have a shit ton of air elementals, which is probably how he's going to think he's going to deal with it. So, problem is, air elementals do not work on this guy. He's too big, too heavy, too much of a rock. Does not give a shit. So, anyway, that's what he's doing. Reaping of Souls. Let's cast that again, because every time I click him, it undoes. So that's one of the things that's happening. The other thing that's happening is we are taking Home Slice, which is our first Bane Venom Charm guy, and we're sending him underwater. And he's got this thing, which is a stealth boost, and he is going underwater. And the goal is to get it on Oceania. Next turn, I'll see from Oceania which provinces. Like, ideally, he hasn't taken Oceania's cap, and we'll just camp his army here. That would be ideal. If that doesn't work, then we'll do something else. Like, just run around. But we're making another... This guy, I could deploy him, but I actually want him to cut off retreat routes from this army. Like, assuming these guys do come here. I want him available to cut off retreat routes next turn. So he's going to hang tight. We're making a few more Vine Shields so that we can probably deal with some of the retreat route shenanigans. I probably also need to make a couple more Storm Spools, because I'm expecting more shenanigans. More shenanigans. The other thing that was excellent, absolutely excellent, is we caught some wild boars. And there had been a few wild boars that had been plaguing me, and we finally got them. We finally got those fuckers. So those are gone. One of them was in Sawaki, and that obviously is not okay for them to be causing unrest in Sawaki. So anyway, that's taken care of, and we're free to move these armies on now. This siege chaff. And yeah, so what are we going to do? Well, this front, Atlantis doesn't have any more forces. God, I love it when players talk shit to me and it doesn't work out. I love it so much. It's like my favorite thing. I literally feed off of it. I'm a greedy player, so I might as well just take it if I can. Yeah. You think I'm a noob? You think I don't know how to fight underwater? You think that I'm not salty enough to literally pillage all these provinces to zero and destroy all the forts over here? You think I'm not that salty? No, no, no. You're playing an underwater nation. This is what you deserve, and this is what you're going to get. So we're sending this group in. We're adding a dude up here to do Legions of Steel, Strength of Giants, Iron Skin, so these guys will be a bit tougher. And then this guy's going to get body ethereal on a bunch of them. And then we're summoning some water elementals too, because balance. If I had another guy... Yeah, I would kind of... I think I want to get maybe one more of these guys and send them in underwater. But we're making some more rings of water breathing too. We're turning... You can see we're running low on fire gems. We're going to be turning down, pumping the brakes a tiny bit on research. You can see we're up at 2,200, turn 42. So we're humming along. We're not number one in research, but we're doing pretty good. I think we're going to have a few turns with construction with almost our pick of the litter. We are really only 3 turns away from having construction aid. And construction aid, just to remind you, is not going to give us a ton of useful things. It's mostly the harvester golem if we want to do that. And access to all the artifacts. Construction 9, though, does have really cool stuff. Like this, Strength of Steel is kind of epic. AP to everything and 3 protection, kind of a big deal. So anyway, we have, and then also this gives us Mirsha's Workshop, which actually I think is probably pretty worth it. I didn't think it was, but what I didn't realize is that this mechanical, oh wait, no, this random construct, it can be like an Iron Dragon or like a Siege Golem, or like, it's like a really high tier on like construct. It's not something low tier most of the time. So that's nice. Though I'm kind of tempted, I think, to do the mines first, which we need to get, we're actually getting into the range. If I don't get the Earth random this turn, we actually have to do some math. I need to make a Bloodstone. To make a Bloodstone, I don't have the random. It's Earth 2, Blood 3. Fuck. I'm gonna need that Bloodstone. Well, the very first turn I have construction, I can do the Arak Amulet with this lady. The next turn I can do this. Okay. Well, I'm still going to need it. But I may not need it as fast. I may have time to kind of burn through summoning all these guys. That would be if I go like a little bit of a lengthy route to Cornerstone. So we'll have to see, because I need to get, I mean, an Earth 2 with... Earth Boots is Earth 3, with Bloodstone is Earth 4, and I need to get Earth 5. And so then that's a Gem of Creation, or it's a Trollskin suit. Trollskin suit's actually kind of faster. I might have to Blood and Power. That's something I'm going to have to think over, because we're getting now into the crunch time. I've got 3 turns until Construction 8, and I need to have all those turns planned out for construction so that I get the artifacts I want. In a game this big, normally, and like guys, you've seen me play lots of multiplayer. I've never, first of all, the artifacts in DE are way better than the normal artifacts. So that's one reason I've never stressed about it before. But the other reason is just there's so many players. If I'm going to make a play for them and commit this much research this early, which is a huge commitment. Like I got to have Fog Warriors and shit if I didn't do this. And by the way, Ulm can do Fog Warriors pretty trivially. You know, we're sacrificing a lot for this. So anyway, we've got to figure out all that. We're sending these guys in over here. I think we'll be able to take this even with if he reinforces from all these provinces. Unless he does some magic phase stuff, I think we've got this, or some enormous PD dump. But even a PD dump, our guys are going to be really strong. I don't even think he has mages here. There could be a mage here. But because of that, we are... Anyway, we're going to take this and we're going to burn it to the fucking ground. We're also... This is the other thing I was preparing for. We've got this guy, who we should probably name. Burn it down. I wish I had a better commander. but I need somebody with high leadership, and he fits the bill here. So anyway, he's Burning Down is coming in, and he's bringing a shit ton of wolves. And the wolves are going to get blessed with Primal Power, which is going to give 4 strength, and this, which is going to give Invulnerability 15. And I don't know what happened, but this, I think, also gives them... I don't know, in my test game, and maybe it was something else, but they also had +4 attack. Titan's Grace. Oh, this gets rid of, doesn't affect water breathers. So, interesting. So this is what did it. This is going to get rid of some of the underwater penalty. So I don't get the attack malice. I think I still get the defense malice. So anyway, these wolves are going to fuck up stuff. Because they're going to have... It's a shit ton of wolves. They're going to have invulnerability 15. They're going to have decent morale. And they're just going to swarm over everything. Get fucked. Stupid fish. All right. And we're going to have to balance our time. We're also recruiting in all of these places. And here. And we're going to have to balance our time between tearing down forts and pillaging. And I think my first priority is going to be getting this fort and tearing it down and then burning this. This is the highest value province. So burning this one to the ground would be really good. But we're going to, this is not going to be a short-term thing. This is going to be at least I think 6 turns of us just fucking with him. And my dragon is making the Wraith Crown. And with the Wraith Crown, he will be able to jump on top of armies again, even if it has a few water elemental casters. And if it has a lot where he's putting gems, then we can put a Ring of Returning on him and have him bait. We're also blood hunting and patrolling our capital this turn so that there will be some corpses for him to eat, hopefully. And yeah, we're bringing more guys in to pick up the blood slaves, but those are the main strokes. We've had an important victory, which I was not guaranteed to win. This was a dice roll, but it was the best dice roll I could come up with. And we actually got a little unlucky on the dice roll, whereas she died, and she didn't in most of the test games, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Because now he's... So much for his free shit being greedy. Get fucked. Thinking my shit's free. My shit is never free. Unless I tell you it's free. And if I tell you it's free, it's free. But it's normally not free. So we're going to take my dragon. The other thing I want to clarify, because I mentioned what I was doing in the game chat, and people were like, oh, you don't have any right to the underwater. You're home. And they're like, oh. Anyway, here's the thing, guys. If I were like, maybe over here, where some of my stuff was coastal, right, and most of it was inland, I probably wouldn't fuck with the underwater too much as long as I didn't have any of the coast. I would kick their ass back in the ocean on this map, because this map super favors underwater. This is like completely unbalanced towards underwater. I would kick them back in the ocean, but I probably wouldn't do more than that. If they had 1 fort, I might not bother them, right? Or like 2 forts. So like if they had like a couple provinces on land, I might not bother them. Anything more than that, I'm going to kick their ass in the water. Or if I'm just feeling strong, I'll kick their ass back in the water. Because I think you need to do that. But I would not, if I were over here, probably go and fight them, unless I thought I needed to. But over here in England, I think I have to. If I let everybody, like, imagine, this is what people can't do. And, like, people, look, you can have whatever opinion you want to have. But what people are not capable of what people sometimes, in my opinion, are not realizing is, like, sure, is it going to be worth it in the next 5 or 10 turns for me to hold on to this? No, it's not. It's not, like, I would have to spend way more resources than it's going to give me, probably, to hold on to it. Is it worth my time to Bane Venom Charm? Like, do I want to be Bane Venom Charming? Like, I like the Atlantis player, they're fine. Do I want to be doing this? No, I don't want to be doing this. It's necessary. that I do this. It is important that I do this. The reason it's necessary is you have to imagine 20, 30 turns from now, right? 20, 30 turns. Imagine Atlantis has forts up in all these provinces, and he's got stacks of like 200 or 100 or 50, and he's finished conquering all the water stuff, and he's like, well, I might as well raid. I've got all these armies here. And then he starts raiding me every turn. You know, potentially he can all of a sudden be like, okay, well, I'm going to send a 300 stack on top of this fort. We'll see if Lucid can defend it. And he can literally, because this map is stupid and broken, and I say that with love, but because this is completely unbalanced for underwater where everything is coastal, like everything is coastal. Like this province is fucking coastal, right? Everything is coastal. This one's not. Coastal, 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 not coastal. Coastal, 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 not coastal. Like 90% of things are coastal. All right. This in particular is too much. I am not giving this up. I'm not giving this up at all. Not giving this up at all. If I give this up, I think it's as good as throwing away the game. Which is why I was so pissed at starting here, because I knew this point in time would come. It came later than I thought it would, to be fair. If it came earlier, I might be forced to accept a reality that results in me losing, because I think giving this up early means I lose. Fortunately, that did not happen. And I am actually now strong enough, because I've got 3 caps. I'm working on my 4th. I've got 3 caps. I'm one of the bigger players. I've got really good research. I can probably hold on to all the underwater stuff. Probably hold on to it. By the way, I need to not be a cheap bastard here. We're going to put 5 guys on guard commander with all this gear I have on this dude. It's a 2-handed weapon, right? Yeah, okay. Anyway, this is what we're doing. I probably should split these guys up in some groups. That way we don't have one single squad route and then that be the end of the game. If these guys run, we're okay as long as I don't care about them dying. I care about him dying though. But we're going to get under here. We're going to take this back. We're going to take this. We're going to take this in a turn. Then we're going to get to pillaging and storming. So I think we're going to knock this out first. Try to get a dragon on it. For him, it's going to be a long ass time for him to march an army over this way. Once I destroy it, we're going to start pillaging. These guys, they may join in, they may not. I think these guys are going to start pillaging here. We're going to go ahead and get unrest up. Like right now, I went and checked last turn. This was at 7,200 or thereabouts. So we got rid of 700 population. Oh, I guess it will tell us here. Wait, where have we pillaged? Okay. Yeah, these people, we got 56 gold and killed 500 people. And here we just killed 50. So, okay, we're actually pulling some income out of this, which is nice. We'll pillage more later. And then we're going to come over here and pillage this one. Pillage. This one is ours. We're going to keep this. This one we're going to not pillage because it's too low income. Yeah, so this army is going to go boom, boom. This turn we probably... So, okay, here's the move. We move here. Take this. Next turn, they move here. That turn, when these guys are moving from here to here, these guys are going to be pillaging. The next turn, they move together in here, which would be nice. And then I'll have the dragon to deploy potentially right here. So I probably need to deploy the dragon in my dominion. The other thing I have the option of doing this is we're going to have a priest here who can bless. Not bless, he can preach. And we can get our dominion potentially over here, which means I can use the dragon. With just one candle. Yeah. I'll do this all day. All fucking day. And when I get ready, we can get another 150 wolves underwater. And the nice thing is a lot of this gear I don't have to duplicate. Just basically this and this are the only things I need. These two I don't need to duplicate if I stack these armies together. So we do need to think about doing that. We're patrolling our capital because we're blood hunting. But I do have another wolf stack coming in. I mean, it is a big enough stack. That maybe I need to go ahead and trade for another one of these Sea King goblets. I think I do. So we need to go ahead and trade for another Sea King goblet. And that way we can pillage independently as well. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get Kalos said they can build them for me in the future. So we'll do it a mage gym or a gym for the mage train. So it'll probably be like 16 water. So he has some water. So I'll give him probably my water and 7 pearls and get him to make one of these for me. So anyway, I think that's the plan. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. So I think that's it. All right. Anyway, I think we basically covered everything for this turn. I'll pull up research priorities real quick. And we'll look at the graphs real quick too, because that's kind of fun to do at the end. Research, we're going Alt 6 after this, because that'll give me Soul Vortex and Darkness if I need that. Which, those are kind of situational, but those become pretty good when you get Vampire armies. Mostly it's for Soul Vortex, because then I can use my dragon pretty heavily outside of Friendly Dominion. I'm not relying on the regen. Then Blood. How high we go in Blood, I'm not totally sure. What I want in Blood is I want this more than anything. So we probably want to go up to Blood 7. But once we're at Blood, then I might as well. We'll have to see. I don't know. The other thing I need to do that's just kind of like a priority that I'm passing up on, because like my wolves, where am I spending them? Right now I'm spending them underwater. Where I want to spend them. Where I want to spend them is blood hunting over here. But with him doing like 4 Call of the Wilds a turn, it's going to be a little bit annoying. Until I get... Yeah, until I get him killed. Until I get him killed. This should go kind of okay. What I'm a little worried about is air elementals, which I don't think he has. He only has size 3 ones. Yeah, I think we got it, boys. I think we got it. Shit ton of imp spam. I wish I had another one of those contract dudes. I think I lost one of them in a retreat or something. I don't remember. I think I've lost one of them because we only have 2 right now, and I know I made 3, at least 3. Where the hell did the rest of them go? Anyway. I think that's it, guys. I hope y'all are enjoying the series so far. Everybody pray for Rotterdam. I don't know if that's going to work, but do it. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.